I'm getting ready to go on probably the craziest trip I've ever had to pack for because I'm going to so many different climates. Over the next 9 weeks, we'll be heading to Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Nepal, and then Colombia, like South America, Colombia. So I'm packing for several different climates. We're going to be riding motorcycles in Vietnam, trekking to Everest Base Camp, and walking around Tokyo. So literally packing for so many different things, and I'm packing carry-on only. So I'm gonna have a carry-on and a personal item. I'm not checking any bags. Let's get started. First, I'm going to show you what I'm taking in my personal item. So this is going to be all the stuff that's going to be with me on the plane. So I'm gonna put you can see my Osprey bag back here. It's a 48-liter backpack. That's gonna go in the overhead bin. And what is going to be with me is this Eddie Bauer backpack that I've had forever. Literally had to sew it up because it ripped at the top after a few years, but I love this thing. I think it's a 30-liter and it's called the Eddie Bauer Stowaway. I love it because it just makes the perfect personal item because it actually has a ton of space in it. So I don't pack it completely full as a personal item, but I really like having the extra space, especially if I want to buy souvenirs and things like that. So this is my personal item. With me on the airplane, I'm going to have all of these things. So a book. I don't always bring a book, but I'm really into this book right now and I have like 100 pages left. So I want to finish it while I'm on the flight. And then a spare battery. I love this little one because it's really lightweight and it also has a USB-C port, which works for my new iPhone 16, as well as the lightning cable, which works for my AirPods that are a little bit older. So I'll have that with me on the flight. Some hand wipes. These are antibacterial. This is important on a flight to kind of like clean your space when you get in there. I get sick. Okay, knock on wood, seriously. I'm gonna show you some things that I'm bringing so that I don't, hopefully, knock on wood, get sick on this trip, but flying, I mean, I usually get sick when I land somewhere, which sucks because then the first week of my trip, I'm really under the weather. So I'm gonna try a few different things. I'll tell you about some of them later in the video, but I'm gonna try a few different things to stay healthy. And one of them is these antibacterial wipes where I'm gonna wipe down the plane and make sure that everything's really sanitized when I get to my seat. And then I have some regular wet wipes just for general maintenance and an eye mask, of course, some floss, hand sanitizer, some ibuprofen and Tylenol just in case, chapstick. This is a little CPR mask that I just took a wilderness first responder course, so I feel like I need to have one of these with me at all times. A handkerchief. If you know me, you know I love my hanky. Monopoly deal. We have a really long travel time and it's going to be me, my fiance Enzo, and our best friend Lily. So the three of us love playing Monopoly deal and we get really competitive with it. So obviously going to have this on the plane. A water bottle. It's my Platypus bottle. I take it everywhere. I've been through a couple of them. They generally last me a few years each, and it's a 1 liter bottle. I love it because it gets flat and then I can fold it up and stick it in my pocket. So I'm gonna have a water bottle with me to make sure I hydrate on the planes. Another way to keep from getting sick is to stay really hydrated when you travel. And then of course my passport and some cash and snacks. Taking 2 beef sticks, a giant bag of salted nuts, mixed nuts, and this awesome, cool caramel sea salt chocolate bar that came in my cool package when I ordered it the other day. Actually, I ordered it a couple days ago and it just came today. And that's a cool chocolate bar. Love that company. And this little bag is what I'm gonna keep my passport in. Okay, next, I'm going to show you the toiletries that I'm bringing on this trip. So obviously we're gonna be gone for 9 weeks. We're probably gonna need to get some more toothpaste and other things while we're traveling, but these are the things that I'm starting with. So this is a Sea to Summit toiletry bag. It's ultra lightweight and it also has a hook inside so you can hang it in the bathroom. And then toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, Q-tips. I'll go through this stuff pretty quickly. A comb. I picked this up when I was on the Camino because I realized that I wanted to be more ultralight, and the little brush that I was carrying was not heavy, but too heavy for me to be carrying on my back across Spain. So I decided to get this comb. A pair of little scissors comes in handy all the time, and nail clippers and tweezers. And then my retainer, You know, when you get braces and they don't really tell you that you have to wear a retainer for the rest of your life? Well, here we are. And sunscreen. These are items that I'm really excited about. I've used them before. I used them on the Camino and I got them again. They're a little pricey. They're on Amazon. This is what I'm using as my shampoo and conditioner for the next 9 weeks. Actually, my friend and I, Lily and I, are going to be sharing. So this is a shampoo bar. It smells really good. I get the sweet sandalwood scent. And this is going to be enough shampoo, hopefully for me and my friend, for 9 weeks. So it makes my hair feel so clean and smooth. And then after that, after I use the shampoo bar in the shower, and it also like suds really, really well. And then I have this, I don't know how to pronounce the brand, but I'll link it in the description. This is a leave-in conditioner. It smells amazing. Like these two items are just like a luxury bathing experience in my opinion. So love those. And then I have feminine products, like 3 months worth, because I like to use these really small organic tampons. So I'm bringing those. And then body lotion, my razor, a little thing of face lotion. These are the types of things that I'll probably have to refill. But of course in South Korea, I can get some really awesome skincare products. These are my favorite earplugs. These are silicone earplugs. I don't travel without them because they come in handy so often. We're staying in hostels a couple nights and you just like, these make you sleep like a baby. So bringing those. And then some makeup. I don't always travel with makeup, but since we're going to Tokyo and South Korea and we're gonna be filming a lot of YouTube content, I figured I'd wanna wear some makeup once in a while. And then I have some blister stuff that I'm taking specifically for our trek to Everest base camp. This isn't really like a base camp trekking video, so I'm not gonna tell you everything because I'm actually going to buy a lot of the stuff for Everest for our trekking once I arrive in Kathmandu. So, but these are things that I didn't know if I could find in Kathmandu, so I'm gonna bring with me, which is Vaseline, which is excellent for preventing blisters, some Compeed, and some moleskin. So just some blister items that I'm gonna be taking with me for the purpose of base camp. And then this is it's probably too much, but this is all the medicine that I'm planning on bringing with me. So these are things like Dayquil, NyQuil, Pepto-Bismol, things that I just like if I get sick. There's a couple different kinds of antibiotics that I've collected from my travels around the world. Sudafed. Sudafed can be a real game changer if you get sick and you want to continue trekking. So that got me through the trek in Patagonia when I landed and got really sick. It's not going to happen this time. Okay, last couple things here, and then I'm going to get into the clothing part. This is a little backpack. I figure I'm going to wear this around Tokyo and the other cities just so we can carry around water and our camera gear and stuff like that. It's a 4Monster backpack. See how small it is? That's why I love traveling with it, because it's super lightweight and it's like decent looking, you know, it doesn't look like a ratty backpack. So I will be taking this. This is my waterproof backpack cover, so this goes over my Osprey pack that's back there, and taking that mostly for Nepal, but if it rains, let's say in Tokyo or South Korea, then I have that to keep my stuff dry. And then I'm taking a phone charger. This is a universal cable or universal adapter, and I'm taking this with me, and then I'm also taking this little phone wall plug that has a USB and USB-C in it, along with my iPhone charger. And then I'm gonna be working on this trip. This is not all fun and games. I'm getting some work done, so I don't always travel with my laptop, but this time I'm bringing it. So I'm bringing my Lenovo Yoga laptop. I've had this for a long time, and it's awesome. It's touchscreen. It's lightweight-ish. They probably make lighter weight laptops, but I think this is relatively pretty small. And then this is something new for me. This is a second screen. So when I'm working, I just really need to have a second screen. So this is ViewSonic. I got it on Amazon. It was around 80, 90 bucks. This is actually super lightweight. So I'm excited to travel with that for the first time. And then a notebook, my mouse, AirPods, of course, and a pen. Okay, now let's talk about what clothes and shoes I'm bringing. This was truly the craziest trip I've ever had to pack for, so I had to be really intentional about the items that I'm bringing. For example, I don't want to bring too many items for trekking in Nepal because it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 weeks before we even get to Nepal. And I know that in Kathmandu, you can go shopping for a lot of gear. Like you can get pretty much everything you want for trekking once you're in Kathmandu. So I tried to just bring my absolute favorite trekking items that I never trek without, so that I know that I have those bases covered. And then the stuff that can be purchased in Kathmandu, it's kind of funny. We'll obviously take a ton of videos while we're there, but it's a lot of like knockoff gear, but it's actually pretty good quality. Like some of the stuff that I got in Kathmandu in 2015, I still use today. So it's pretty good quality gear, even though it's a knockoff version. So yeah, let's get started with clothing, and we'll start with bottoms. So I am taking, this is a pair of just like base layer bottoms. So these are REI heavyweight size medium. The only purpose for these is trekking to Everest Base Camp. I don't imagine myself wearing these in Japan or Korea or anywhere else. I'm gonna turn my phone off. It's really just for Nepal, because I wanted to take it's Everest Base Camp is cold, so I wanted to make sure that I'm going to be warm on the base camp trek, and those heavyweight long john bottoms are important to me, and I don't know that I can get the same wool blend quality that in Kathmandu that I can get here in the States, so I'm bringing those. These are my trekking pants. I have a wide bottom, so it's important to me to have trekking pants that fit me really well, that are comfortable, that look decent, since we take so many videos and everything. So I am bringing these trekking pants from home. I'll probably also wear these in Vietnam when we go trekking, and in Vietnam when we do the motorcycle ride, because I think I need long pants for that. Yeah, I'm sure I need long pants for that. I am taking one pair of Old Navy jeans, and I just got these. They are the high-rise OG straight, and they're really comfortable. They fit me really well, and I don't need a belt with them. So the jeans I'm mostly going to be wearing in Japan and Korea. And then we have one pair of leggings. I just got these on Amazon. I really like the fact that they have these perfect phone size pockets on the side. So I am taking one pair of black leggings, and finally for bottoms, I am taking one pair of hiking shorts. These are my favorite hiking shorts, and the brand is Cool, Kuhl. You'll hear me talk about that brand all the time because I'm obsessed with their gear, to be honest. Like it's such high quality, and I've had these shorts for a year, and I've trekked all around the world in them. I did the Camino in these shorts, like 500 miles across Spain, and they literally look like they've never even been worn before. So just amazing quality gear. And next I will show you my tops. I am taking two tops that are kind of specific to hiking, but I can also wear them for traveling on the plane or a lot of other things too, because they're decent looking shirts. So this is a Patagonia Capilene t-shirt, another one of my favorite hiking shirts. And this is a Cool merino t-shirt. This is the nicest hiking shirt that I have. They're a little pricey, but they're totally worth it. They last forever. They don't stink. Like I could wear this trekking to base camp probably for 10 days straight, and it would still smell like a fresh shirt. So honestly worth it in my opinion. And then I have for Tokyo and Korea mostly, I have these Old Navy t-shirts that I just picked up on sale at Old Navy recently. So need to look cute and stylish sometimes. Stylish for me. And so I've got these little Old Navy tops that I'm bringing. And then I have one longer sleeve shirt for chilly nights. Thought this was pretty cute. I got this at Old Navy once again for this was like $4 on the sale rack. So bringing that. And then I have my base layer top. This is a smart wool top. I've had this for at least a decade, and highly recommend if you just like spending time outdoors, to invest in some wool gear. Either Smart Wool or Icebreaker are really good brands that sell wool stuff. Cool sells these wool t-shirts, but I don't know if they have like base layer, like long sleeve type of stuff. I'm not sure, but I'm taking that, and that will be good for Japan. It's cute. It's actually really cute. Smart Wool makes these really fun patterns, and it actually just looks like a cute shirt. So I'll be wearing that. And oh, my tops, finishing out my tops. Okay, this fleece, I just got this from Cool. I ordered it a couple days ago and had it rushed because I really wanted to take some new stuff on this trip. And this is the Cool Elixir Women's Fleece. I put it on probably 3 hours ago when the package arrived, and I just haven't taken it off. Honestly, it's like the most comfortable thing I've ever put on my body. And I think it's super cute. It kind of like tucks up on the side, so it's really adorable, and you will see me wearing this in every country that I go to. So I'm very excited I got this. This is the women's medium. And then this is my rain jacket that I'm taking. It's long. I love that it's long. Very good waterproof quality. I've had it for, God, I've probably had that for like 6 or 7 years. That's Cool brand as well. And then something that I just recently got from Cool, this arrived today. This is my Spyfire parka. So this is like a long jacket, and this is going to be insanely awesome for Everest Base Camp, for chilly days in Japan and Korea. Like, this thing is gonna keep me so freaking cozy on this trip. I'm so excited to wear it. And it's a down jacket, so it's really lightweight and it's extremely warm. And then of course I have my Cool hat that I will be trekking in. And this is a new thing that I got from Cool as well. It's a merino beanie. This thing freaking rocks. It is so comfortable. Like, you just put it on and it's immediately the most comfortable beanie I've ever had. Totally love it. And let's go over to the rest of my warm accessories, which I'm taking this Patagonia headband. This thing is awesome. I never leave the country without it. It just comes in handy. It's fleece lined. It's so freaking cozy. Some gloves. These are just cheap fleece gloves that I got at Kohl's or something. And then this half buff. This half buff, I love traveling with it because it's just like teeny tiny. Keeps the hair out of my face while I'm trekking. So, and then I have 3 pairs of wool hiking socks. These are going to be for trekking in Vietnam, trekking in Nepal. And then I'm taking 4 pairs of socks that I can wear around the city. So I'll be hand washing those probably from time to time. Those are just little socks. And then I'm taking 6 pairs of underwear, which are not pictured because guess what? I'm not showing you my underwear. And a sports bra and a regular bra. I'm also taking my swimsuit because I have a hard time finding swimsuits that fit and that feel comfortable for me. I know we're gonna be swimming in Vietnam and also in Cartagena at the very end of our trip. So I'm taking my swimsuit. And then all of these clothing items are gonna go into my, Eagle Creek packing cube. This is where I put like my socks and underwear and bras and swimsuit and all that stuff. And then I put my clothes into these REI packing cubes. And now for shoes, I'm sure you're curious what shoes I'm taking on this insane adventure. So these are my sandals. These are Teva sandals. I've had them for so long that they're completely worn out. And I tried to replace them recently with some Birkenstocks, but I didn't like them. I did not like the Birkenstocks, so I returned them and went back to the old faithful Teva sandals. These are my they're a little dirty. I cleaned them recently. I've had these for a couple years, but these are my On Cloud slip-on shoes. And these are what I'm going to be wearing most of the time when I'm walking around the city in Tokyo, sightseeing, and that kind of stuff. And then I also have my Brooks Cascadia trail running shoes. So these are what I'm going to wear anytime that I'm hiking. Back there, you can see I take a couple plastic grocery bags to put dirty clothes in, a couple of Ziploc bags to waterproof my passport and other important items. And I've got my trusty Osprey backpack there. So like I said, that is gonna go into the overhead bin. My Eddie Bauer backpack is going to stay with me on the plane as my personal item. That is everything that I'm taking on this adventure to 5 or 6 countries around Asia and back to Latin America and then back home. That is everything that I am taking with me. And I haven't even packed it yet to see how well it all fits into my backpack. So let's go ahead and we will pack all of this stuff up and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all packed. This is everything that I'm taking, and it is admittedly a lot more than I usually pack for an international trip. But since we're going to be gone for 9 weeks over multiple climates and I'm taking my laptop, my other monitor, I'm going to be working online and editing YouTube videos and all that. This is about as good as I'm gonna cut it all down to. Again, this is my Osprey 48-liter backpack. This is gonna go in the overhead bin. And this is my Eddie Bauer 30-liter backpack that is going to go on my lap as a personal item. So this is what everything looks like for 9 weeks in Asia. Thank you for watching and happy travels!